The official BMitch and Finlay poll question of the day is asking kind of what's your confidence level in Dan Quinn and Adam Peters going into year 3. The BMitch and Finlay AAA poll question of the day brought to you by AAA. Level up with the new AAA Commanders MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA plus exclusive experiences, discounts, and tickets. If you're already a AAA member, upgrade for free or join today at AAA.com/Commanders. So I think Landfill did a fair job with this. You can vote in the poll if you'd like. The BMitch and Finlay AAA poll question of the day. How confident are you in Dan Quinn as Commanders head coach? 4 options: very confident, kind of confident, a little confident, or zero confidence. I'll vote. I remain kind of confident. They had a really good year, then they had a really bad year. Mm-hmm. Where my confidence comes from is, and the tankers out there will be mad about this, but this is not how locker rooms are run. That team stayed together and fought hard till the end.
That makes my confidence grow even more, because I believe that listen, I'm not going to be like most people where I wanted them to go for it last year.
Sure.
Just like a lot of people did. And then things happen that can really knock you off track. And I understand, we talked about coaches and players yesterday, but you need players to perform. And wasn't a lot of talent on that thing. So as far as that goes, my confidence level is still high. Because I'm not forgetting about 2024. A lot of people completely forgot about 24. I can't.
The biggest thing to me is you didn't have Jaden Daniels, right?
Yeah.
Jaden played 4 complete games. He only played in 7 games. I think I also give Quinn credit. Maybe it was too late. Maybe it was a bad hire to begin with, but like recognizing he has to overhaul this defense, I think there's real recognition of that, especially hiring somebody outside of the building that's not part of your coaching tree, if you will. Of the poll results right now, about 50% of votes are kind of confident, 13.5% very confident, 30% a little confident, and 8% zero confidence. I wonder if that question was more specifically about Adam Peters, where the poll would come in.
Yeah.
Considering them as a duo, I don't think it. You've said it time and time again that they got to the NFC title game and they said, we got to hit the gas. We got to try to go get this. Yeah. And so they brought in a bunch of veterans. I think in hindsight, that was obviously a mistake. But like graded individually, the Lattimore trade, clear disaster, F, failing grade, whatever you want to call it. The Tunsil trade has worked out.
Yeah.
He was excellent.
Yeah.
And now you got to pay him, but that's what you got to do with good players. You got to pay him.
And that's something that, that's something you have to do in the NFL if you want to win. I know we have this mindset that we can get everybody for cheap, but we're going to compete at a high level. If you're going to compete at a high level, you're going to have to pay somebody.
And then a lot of people at the Wiz game last night were asking me about Debo. What do they do with Debo? I think grading that trade individually, you gave up a 5th rounder for Debo Samuel, who was pretty productive.
Yeah.
That trade wasn't a mistake to trade for Debo.
No, that one wasn't at all.
The compensation wasn't significant enough that you didn't get value out of that. I don't know. Say they kept the pick and they drafted a receiver at 5. Now, granted, there's longevity to it, right, that you don't get with the Debo trade. But Debo gave you 800 yards from scrimmage and 6 touchdowns.
I'll just say this. Look at what he did for you last year. Would that 5th rounder have done that last year?
Well, and, like, I would consider the Tunsil trade an A, the Debo trade a B, the Lattimore trade an F.
I think instead, like, we're going to start looking at it like this. The average for a player right now is 2.3 years, something like that. So if you had drafted a 5th round in 2.3 years, would he give you a better production? I think you could look at it like that. You know, I don't have to say look at the guy. If a guy comes in as a 5th round and he plays 14 years like I did, that may be something different. But how many people going to do that?
Right, on average.
Yeah.
Now,
so you look at the average, 2.3.
Jalen Lane was a 4th rounder, 230 yards from scrimmage, no touchdowns. Now, he helped you a lot on the return game.
Yeah, he did.
He had a punt return touchdown.
2 of them, Jay. Two,
I'm sorry. And that looks like a piece to build with.
Totally.
Which I don't think Debo is. I think Debo's going to get more money in free agency than people are expecting, and I don't necessarily see them signing him. I think if AP said at the podium, we got to get younger, faster, stronger, I don't know that Debo helps you in that capacity. And if you look, like, I don't know who a good comp is for Debo, but Jacoby Myers is making $20 million a year. Cooper Kupp, when he signed with Seattle after LA kind of ran him out of town, got 15 a year coming off immense injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Darius Slayton's making 12 million a year.
Yeah.
Debo's going to make some real money.
I think the thing people have to just realize in this league now, that type of money, $12 million, is low.
We got to recalibrate our brains.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
The salary cap's $300 million this year. $300 million.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's going to be very different, man. And I think the confidence level in DQ, I think you have real questions about game management this past year that you didn't have the year before. Mm-hmm. So I think DQ's strength, sadly, was on display this year in that was a bad team that stuck together and rode it out. I've unfortunately covered enough bad teams to know
that splintered.
They splinter. They fracture. They start sniping at one another through the media. The coaching staff starts to do it, and you didn't see that, at least publicly. Maybe there was some splintering.
What the thing about it, I say, if it was behind the scenes, we didn't hear a lot of it.
The only thing we kind of started to hear was late in the year with Cliff.
That's late. Super late, too.
It was week 17, I think. So, and that's a guy with head coaching experience that probably didn't think things were going the way he wanted them to. And you're also playing your third-string quarterback. Like, the team stuck together. That's Dan Quinn's biggest ability. My biggest question mark for him this past season is how he ran games. How they used timeouts was maddening.
Mm-hmm.
And getting penalties off of timeouts. Like, the actual game management, what was such a plus for them in 24. Their game management was excellent in 24. And in 25, it was not. Period. And that's a reflection of an entire organization, but DQ's the guy on the sideline with the challenge flag in his pocket calling the timeout. So that the buck stops there, right? Yep. I think you can question roster decisions, and DQ's a part of that, but that buck stops with AP. And I think we've got to see it look different this offseason. Real money, guaranteed money in second and third years. Like what they did in year one with Luvu and Biotish. Like, they identified players, gave them real money, and they weren't 34-year-old vets where you're giving one-year deals.
Yeah.
This past offseason, they really didn't do that outside of Kinlaw.
What you have to do is get some people that are coming here and hit, but they're going to be a part of it next year.
Right.
To where you don't have to constantly try and find a nucleus.
Right.
You need to have anywhere from 5, 6 to about 12 guys that you know you can count on year in and year out.